Hello and a very warm welcome to ET Studios. I'm Himanshi Tiwari and we are joining you from the Rising Rajasthan Global Investment Summit 2024. With me is Sumit Godara, who is the Minister of Food and Civil Supplies, Government of Rajasthan. Sir, thank you so much for joining us
It's
today.
my pleasure.
All right, so right now we are here at the Rising Rajasthan Summit. What expectations can we expect from the government? What can we expect from the government when it comes to the investment climate in the state?
Well, you might have heard what Honorable Prime Minister talked today. He talked about rising Rajasthan, resilient Rajasthan, and the way Rajasthan is going to move ahead. As India is moving, right in the economy, India was 11th when my Honorable Prime Minister became Prime Minister in 2014 with $1.7 trillion economy. And now we being at $4 trillion economy and being a fifth largest economy. And with the target of Honorable Prime Minister taking India as a developed India, Viksit Bharat, for that, India we have a target around reaching around 8 to 10 trillion dollar economy, and that will only happen when states progress. And when
Okay.
states progress, that India has to be progressive, then Rajasthan has to be part of that, being the largest state of the country
Country,
and the
yeah.
state which has the largest resources of minerals.
Yeah.
And the out of every three foreign tourists who comes to India, one comes to Rajasthan with so much of potential in hand. And with so much of solar energy projects coming up, the coming days, coming years belong to Rajasthan. And I'm thankful to our Honorable CM Saab who took this opportunity in the very first year and he organized this Rising Rajasthan Summit. And with a great pride and with great thanks to the whole team, which made it possible that we have around 35 lakh crores MOU which have been signed
Yeah.
during this Rising
Yeah.
Rajasthan. And
Yeah.
you can imagine what sort of these MOUs will do in these coming years.
All right. So you take care of the food and civil supplies department. When it comes to the agricultural produce of the state, how can we promote, how can Rajasthan promote its agricultural produce to the national and also international levels, perhaps?
Oh, very prudently asked. So, first of all, I should say that Rajasthan, we have got many food products in which Rajasthan is number one. For example, wheat. Wheat, we have one of the largest producer we are coming in India after Madhya Pradesh and Punjab. So, the government of Rajasthan has announced rupees 125 bonus per quintal. That
Okay.
is government of India has MSP of 2,425 per quintal, and 125 rupees is being given as a bonus by government of Rajasthan.
Okay.
So that comes to 2,550 per quintal. That is the highest in whole India which any state government procures. That is
All
what
right.
government of Rajasthan has done. And another thing which Honorable Prime Minister has said about millets
Yeah.
and about Shriyan, what he
Yeah.
talks about that, and above that,
Hmm.
Bajra.
Hmm.
Rajasthan is the largest producer of Bajra with
Yeah.
50 lakh metric ton production.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know what used to happen a few years back, even last year till, Bajra used to get sold in market around at 1800 rupees per quintal.
Yeah.
But with Prime Minister of India advocating use of millets, use of Bajra, this year in open market, Bajra was selling at 2,800 to 3,000 per quintal. That is
Okay.
more than MSP. So
Yeah.
that is what
Yeah.
if a state, if a head of state, a head of nation, if he shows interest in anything about food habits, that what Bajra has done this too.
Yeah.
We were planning to buy on MSP, but its
Yeah.
price is more than what farmers are getting more than MSPs. In
All right.
other agriculture commodities also, for groundnut and for sarson, what we call mustard. So the Rajasthan is a producer, great producer, and government is doing MSP and a lot of farmers with innovative technologies. So Rajasthan is progressing as an agricultural state, and you can feel like a lot of investors, those who are coming to Rajasthan, you'll hear them saying they had an image of Rajasthan as a desert state, but
Desert
it's not
state.
like that.
Yeah.
In last few years, Rajasthan has turned desert state into an agricultural state.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
And
for
earlier
farmers
it was.
progressing leaps and bounds due to the government promotions in or as in farming in other ways, direct, indirect ways.
Yeah. No, of course, rightly said, sir. Rajasthan was known as a desert state and only for tourism and culture, perhaps. But now it's scripting its own new chapter in the India's growth story. But when we talk about modernization, see, we are talking about Viksit Bharat, right? We talk about technology, modernization. How are these technologies helping in supply chains for those farmers, or how are these technologies kind of revolutionizing the whole system for the rural farmers in Rajasthan?
Absolutely. The farmers, it is farmers, digitalization has changed. For example, transaction and digitalization has changed so much that even in rural India, we find even a laborer using digital economy, digitalization, transfer of digital money through digitalization. And beyond that, what I can say about is this about my department. I'm just quoting how it has changed. In our department earlier, what used to food grain. Every individual who comes under National Food Security Act, 5 kg of wheat is being given to him. Earlier, everybody, there were malpractice used to happen.
Yeah.
So the government got use of technology. We had POS machine, that is point of sale. So everyone who goes to the FPS, fair price shop, has to get his thumb impression there.
Okay.
So all the loopholes in this scheme which were earlier existing has disappeared.
All
Now we
right.
have taken to this to another level. So all those NFSA beneficiaries, what we have done, we have made them eKYC compulsory. So what has happened? We had 4 crore 44 lakh beneficiaries. Out of that, only 3 crore 81 lakh has got eKYC done. So this
Okay.
shows there is a large gap being of
Yeah.
misuse of this
Yeah.
scheme by people.
Yeah.
So what we are doing by 31st of December, those who are not able to get the eKYC done, we will take their name out of this scheme, and from 1st of January we will getting new people. Those who are in need of this such scheme, government scheme, are left out. So this is what digitalization is bringing transformation. This is one example which I quoted of my department. In every department, digitalization is the key to stop corruption and to the speedy implementation of government scheme. And what India has transformed, or what India has seen, is we have at the helm of affairs our honorable Prime Minister, who himself takes key interest in digitalization. For
Yeah.
example, I will say when honorable Prime Minister talked of digital transaction, it was
Yeah.
in 2016.
Yeah.
Even I was apprehensive of that.
Yeah.
I was also talking like a layman. Someone may misuse me this
Yeah.
figure, but
Yeah.
that even that mind block changed, and now everybody look at this India. I have this data. Even you may be having this. In 2021, India had 48 billion digital transaction, and China had 16 billion. So what is this? Is transforming India.
Yeah. Yeah. So you were talking about digitalization and how it is changing the Indian people, perhaps, or the Rajasthan people when we go to very niche audiences. But still we require few skills for the people to understand what goes behind digitalization, right? To use an app, to use an UPI, basic skills are required, right? So how is Rajasthan government kind of promoting education and more skills transferring for the youth?
Absolutely, that is a skill development. We have a department skill development, and we are having more ITIs in every and every Vidhan Sabha. We have ITIs. We have got young people, and one thing which I've seen is that people are now going more for these ITIs colleges to get those skills, not only in digitalization or in IT, but in every sphere, because
Yeah.
it has now what we are seeing, the robust economy which is being boosted is due to rural economy. Rural
Yeah.
economy has taken a great shoot in
Yeah.
Rajasthan. What I'm saying,
Yeah.
go in villages, you will go, you won't find a laborer there on 700 rupees per day. So things have changed,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's why we are thankful as a common man of Rajasthan. I will thank Honorable CM Saab and all his team. They have taken this initiative of Rising Rajasthan with so much of investment coming to Rajasthan. Not only it will transform Rajasthan in industrialization,
Yeah.
but it also lead to employment, direct and indirect employment.
Yeah.
We are seeing a picture where employment won't be given only to people of Rajasthan, but we will have people of all over India, across India, coming to Rajasthan for employment. And also, what this industrialization will lead is that the revenue of government of Rajasthan would increase, and when revenue would be generated, it would use for people of Rajasthan. It will develop Rajasthan. That's why we will have Viksit Rajasthan, develop Rajasthan.
All right, there are few states that are closing their gates for the other states' people when it comes to jobs, but you are opening your boundaries and gates. That's commendable. Thank you so much, sir, for
Yes,
joining us
thank you. Thank you.
today. Just one last question: how do you see Rajasthan in the next 5 years?
Well, as I've seen in last 10 years, Rajasthan among the most progressive state of India, and in coming 5 years, under the leadership of Honorable CM Saab Bhajanlal Sharma ji, we will be seeing Rajasthan as the most progressive, having the most growth rate of the among the Indian states, as a developing the most developed state of India, we'll be seeing Rajasthan taking the lead in the whole of India.
All right. Thank you so much for having this conversation
Thank you,
with
sir.
us,
Thank you.
sir. It's a pleasure to have
Thank
you
you.
here. And to our audiences, stay tuned for many more such videos only at ET Studios.